Galaxy S25 is here and can be the best compact flagship phone of the year. Last year, the Galaxy S24 was a mixed bag with two variants. This year, S25 comes with Snapdragon 8 Elite. IMO, I had a chance to get my hands on it and compare it to the Galaxy S24, including camera samples. Even though the phone's battery capacity didn't change, I guarantee the new processor will increase the battery endurance of the S25 by at least 20% compared to the previous generation. They also put 12GB of RAM on this device instead of the usual 8GB in the previous model, which is great news. Having more RAM means the device can run heavy machine learning computation on the device instead of the cloud. And for two, the operating system needs to kill the app less frequently, which helps power users switch between apps more smoothly. I already experienced that the camera app is much faster because of that. This change and the fact that Samsung increased the vapor chamber means we should see fewer heating issues on the Galaxy S25 base model, which is common among smaller phones. Even though the inside of the phone has changed significantly, Samsung has kept the outside rather intact, which is not a bad thing, especially since Galaxy S base models are one of the lightest phones in the market right now. The display of the Galaxy S25 base model is almost identical to the Galaxy S24 base model. They are both 8 bits, 1080 by 2340 panels, and are 6.2 inches LTPO displays, which means the refresh rate is variable to preserve battery life. From the front, it would be impossible to distinguish between the previous model and Galaxy S25. Looking at the back, the first thing that changes is the colors. Now, you have 4 choices. We have mint, a bold choice that can look nice if you're into greener colors. Then we have icy blue, which looks wise but has a bit of a blue touch. There's a classic silver color, which I usually buy because it is easier to resell later. Finally have navy blue, a classic choice that most people will choose. On the back, you notice that the camera rings are a new part of the design language of Samsung phones. It is unclear why they added these rings, but I assume it is for aesthetics. I had similar rings on the Galaxy Z Fold 6, and now it seems Samsung is introducing them to the Galaxy lineup. It does help to make the camera look bigger, even though it's not. This brings me to the camera system. The Galaxy S25 has 3 cameras on the back. It has a 50 megapixel f1.8, 20mm, 1 to 1.56 inch main camera. This sensor is not particularly big compared to sensors we see on larger flagship phones like the S25 Ultra. But at the same time, it is almost the standard sensor size among compact flagship phones like the iPhone 16. It is identical to the previous year. There is again a not so up-to-date telephoto sensor. It is the same 10 megapixel f2.4 67mm telephoto lens with the size of 1 to 3.94 inches. The sensor is relatively small, and I don't recommend using it in low light settings. You should only use it when you have enough light or shooting outside. Lastly, we have an ultra-wide 12 megapixel f2.2 30mm 1 to 2.55 inch one, which we have already seen in previous models. If you didn't understand any of what I said, Samsung decided not to focus on the hardware upgrades, kept the same sensor sizes, and decided to focus on software and OneUI 7 instead, aka computational photography. There were a few features that they introduced. For one, we have a new noise cancellation algorithm in the video, where the phone detects your subject and applies noise cancellation at night. We have a new, improved filter system, which I enjoy a lot using it. Basically, instead of not so flexible filters on OneUI 6, now you can have some presets and also change the filters however you want. This is a direct reply to a similar feature the iPhone 16 introduced. You can see here the same picture but with different filters on it. I particularly like the warmer tone of the sun filter, and this is one of the best changes I wanted on the S25 and OneUI 7. Also, they claim that there is a new portrait mode that keeps a better skin tone. Here, I took some photos with Galaxy S24 and Galaxy S25. The first picture is with the main lens, and definitely the S25 skin tone is better than the S24. I used to hate the magenta tint on my face when taking pictures with the Galaxy S24. On the 3x telephoto lens, the difference is less. What I do notice is that there is no extra sharpening and contrast on S25 compared to S24, which is again a welcome change. For still subjects, like my camera, the difference is less visible. I do notice a bit of a difference in handling shadows here in the main lens. Also, for the 3x telephoto lens, I do notice the white balance is slightly different. But all the changes are on the software side and skin tones and not the hardware. Samsung also focused on improving the HDR video recording, and now the HDR recording is by default on the main screen in the camera app. Previously, you had to turn this on by going to the video settings. Here I took a quick video using the Galaxy S25 with HDR 10 Plus being turned on. And you can see that the result looks good. Regarding the normal video, in general, I find the video on Galaxy S25 much more pleasing, and it's not oversaturated and contrasty like the S24 Exynos. You can also check the selfie camera quality here, and the mic quality was exactly the same as far as I tested. The selfie camera also stayed the same as the S24. I have already worked a lot with OneUI 7, and the camera interface is one of the areas that has changed. The settings are now tucked neatly, and the UX is less cluttered compared to the previous versions of OneUI. All the settings on top of the camera layouts are now under the settings menu. Samsung also doubled down on AI games. Now there's a dedicated AI button on the quick access menu. You can select anything from any app and do things such as translations or creating generative AI images. There's also a voice eraser feature on the Gallery app that you can use to remove background noise or enhance your speech after taking a video. The other interesting change was the new Now bar. It is on your lock screen, and you can see things such as your daily reports, routines, music, and the result of your football match live. There are other simple changes that we have already seen in OneUI 7 beta. For example, the notification bar and quick settings are separated. The other changes improved widgets, such as the new looking health widget. As I mentioned, the inside changed the most, not the outside. The most significant change is having the latest Snapdragon chipset. Based on my test, the Snapdragon 8 Elite is highly power efficient and shows significantly fewer heating issues than the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, not to mention the Exynos 2400. For instance, in the Genshin Impact test comparing the S24 Snapdragon with Xiaomi 15 featuring the new Snapdragon chipset, the Xiaomi consumed 25% less power than the S24. I will do tests with the S25 series in the upcoming days, so subscribe and stay tuned. The battery capacity stayed the same at 4000 mAh, but as I said before, if you come from Exynos 2400, you will see a massive battery jump because of the new chipset. Now the question is, should you upgrade? It is worth the upgrade if you need that extra power and efficiency coming with a Snapdragon 8 Elite. Other than that, it is yet another incremental release from Samsung, and we don't see any massive upgrade in the battery department and camera other than software updates. You can also wait for more in-depth reviews that I'm gonna do before making a decision. I will put a link in the description to pre-order it if you want. You can watch the OneUI 7 changes, especially with the camera on S25 and S24 next, and how to use it to take better pictures. Thanks for tuning into Tecmo, and I will see you in the next one.